let's fucking go, guys. It's raining. I just saw The Descent 2005 remastered double entendre mix. Man, that movie was fucking crazy. They don't really make them like they used to anymore. So 2005, the 2000 to 2010s was a golden age in horror, in my humblest opinion. And the crazy part about this movie is that, like, it gave me so much anxiety, and it wasn't even that fucking crazy until towards, like, the middle-ish of the movie. Like, I low-key at the beginning, I was like, damn, man, women could do everything. I'm like, yo, look at them rock climb, look at them fucking white water raft, you know? I was like, wow, they're really inspiring. I could do that too. Well, I don't want to do any of that anymore. Because, so these girls, they're hanging out. I'm assuming one of them is married to one of the guys, right? And I don't know if one of the other friends is cheating with this said guy that's married to her other friend. Don't know. There was a necklace at the end of the movie, and I'm unsure. So I have to Google that later. After confirming a quick Google search, Reddit. Turns out Judah was cheating. Well, was helping Sarah's husband cheat on her with her. So, the more we know. They go whitewater rafting and fucking they're driving back in their, separate cars. So, driving down the lane. Boom, car crash. Boom, people die. Boom, husband, and guess what? Their daughter's dead. Oh no. So that's gonna play a key fucking theme in this fucking movie. So fucking the daughter dies, dad dies, and the mom's like fucking traumatized because obviously you just lost two most important people in your life type deal. So yeah, that happens. A year later, they meet up again. The three friends, three musketeers, and without the husband and daughter, obviously, because they're dead. And they go on this fucking descent into a cave, and they're going with this group, and they're like, oh yeah, this cave that we're gonna go to is like a baby cave, so don't worry about it. Lies. So the only person's name I remember is my girl Juno, because she was the baddest one there. Top 10 absolute baddie I've ever seen in my whole life. But she was like the leader. She was like leading this fucking cave dive exploration thing that they were gonna do. So she's doing that, right? And then the girl who lost her parents, not her parents, the girl who lost her husband and her like daughter, I don't remember her name, so I'm so sorry. Actually, I Googled something, so it might still be in my Google. The girl's name is Sarah. So Sarah's the girl who lost her husband and her daughter to the car accident, okay? So Sarah and Juno, only two characters that I give a fuck about, because I was like, oh no, Sarah, now you losing your whole, like, family, that sucks, I feel so bad, like, are you okay? Like, it was, you feel bad, right? But then they're like, yo, Sarah, we gotta get you back out there. We gotta, the worst thing in your life has already happened, so, like, it can't get worse from here. Psych, it does. Basically, they're climbing into this mountain that Juno's picked out, right? But turns out, she lied to the whole group, saying that this was that easy baby mountain, when it wasn't. It was a fucking unknown fucking mountain that she just decided that everybody gets to go down because it looks easy enough, and they want to, like, basically discover this mountain. If they get through the mountain, they get through the cave, like, they get to come out of it, and then they get to name it and shit like that, right? But things go horribly wrong in there. I thought this movie was just gonna be a movie where people just fall off the cave, break their legs, and die. That's what I thought this movie was gonna be. Boy, oh boy, I was wrong. Turns out, there's fucking little alien fucking cave people in there. Like a mix of, like, the I Am Legend zombies with, like, the powers of, like, the clickers from The Last of Us, like, where they can see through sound waves and shit. Bruh, I would have just fucking I would have phoned it in, called it a day, pow, because why would I want to fight a mix of the worst two zombie combinations? Plus, if you ever seen World War Z, them motherfuckers was running upside down on the cave walls. phone it in. Send me home. Send me back to the Lord Jesus Christ, because I don't got the facilities for that, to handle all that. So I don't know how these girls in there was fucking catching bodies in there. They were catching bodies, they were fixing limbs, they were doing all types of crazy shit. So basically, I think there's like six girls. And then you start, in typical horror movie fashion, you start losing them one by one. So this one girl, Juno, again, one of the girls' names that I know, Sarah and Juno. Sarah's tweaking. She's like, man, I feel like I'm seeing something. I feel like I'm seeing someone. And everybody's like, nah, man, it's just a cave. It's just hallucinations. Like you're tripping. Like relax. Like it's not that crazy. Like it's just the cave doing things to you. Turns out that bitch was fucking correct. She did see somebody multiple times, and it wasn't even the same person. I think it was like just like a few of those cave-dwelling alien demon things. But eventually, they reveal themselves and they start picking off the group one by one. And Juno, which I said she was the girl that was leading this expedition. You're not gonna catch me, red light cam. Not today, Satan. So basically, she's the one leading this expedition. I told you she lied to the group, saying that it was the baby cave, but it wasn't the baby cave, right? So now she's got to deal with the consequences. She doesn't know where the fuck she's going because she couldn't map out a route because this place is undiscovered. And if it's undiscovered, you can't call in for backup in case somebody doesn't check in. So what she was supposed to do is they were supposed to go to that first baby cave, right? They had set up this process where, like, if they didn't check in a certain amount of hours, somebody would go looking for them. So obviously they're not going to go check in, but they're not going to even be in the place where they're going to go looking. So again, people be lying out here. So if you're going to do something crazy like that, you got to know the exact details because you don't want this shit happening to you, right? So that girl, Juno, she catches the first body. She kills the first alien. She kills another alien. And then she hears some shit behind her. She turns around, swings, no remorse, kills one of the other girls, one of her friends. Bro, when I tell you, I was like, oh shit. And that plays a key thing to the end of the movie. I was like, oh my god. So she kills her, right? And she feels guilty. And the bitch goes and she grabs on her necklace. She takes it with her, right? That's gonna be important to the movie. So she kills her by accident. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That would have happened to me too. I would have killed somebody by accident. Because if I just killed this thing, and then I hear a noise behind me, and you don't identify yourself, I'm gonna swing blindly too and kill you. That's reasonable to me. I don't think that was unreasonable that she did that. So basically, the entire group gets picked off one by one in the craziest ways. And like they're getting eaten type, they're getting like their faces ripped off. Like it was absolutely fucking insane. Like some of these kill scenes. And even when they were killing the little fucking cave alien zombie things, I was like, god damn. Like the bitch Sarah, she was killing one of these zombies with her bare hands. She would put her thumbs in their eyes. And the thing didn't stop screaming. The thing was dead. And she's just fucking... I'm like, girl, he's dead. Chill out. But no, I mean, reasonable crash out. I get it. I understand. You had lost everything, and now you're having a crazy day. I get you. Pop off, queen. But, like, the thing is dead. Like, it's fucking dead. So... You're just fucking doing it for the love of the game now. So, I didn't really explain too much of the movie because I want you to go watch it. But the version I saw was like a remastered edition. So basically, there's a UK version of the ending and there's a US version of the ending. And guess what this version did? It combined them both. So I got to see the US ending, which I think most people who have seen this movie in the US, they got to see that ending. But also I got to see the UK ending too. Why did that ruin my whole day? First of all, I knew this ending was gonna be different, like setup wise, because it's a remastered edition, So like you gotta like expect that something's gonna be in addition to, or like more. So, like as the ending was progressing, and I was like, oh man, I hate this fucking ending. And then bam, they added the second ending, and I was like, oh, whoa. But I bet you that ending wasn't up to. Originally, it wasn't up to interpretation, and I guess with the addition of the second ending, it's like you get to choose. Like, how do you want this movie to actually end? Do you want it to end the way it ended in the U.S., or do you want it to end the way it ended in the U.K.? That's completely up to you. But I was hating on the ending. I was like, no way that bitch did that. And you know what? Spoilers. We're gonna get into spoilers because I don't want to do too long. But basically, the bitch that Juno killed by accident, she's not dead. Bruh. When she was in the pit of hell, and then she's like, Sarah, I'm like, nah, this movie's ass. Because that bitch got fucking sliced in her throat. Hole in her throat with a fucking little climbing axe. I'm like, how do you have last words? You got killed like 12 minutes ago. I digress. Basically, she tells Sarah, she's like, don't trust her. She killed me. And then she shows her the necklace. And this is, again, like I said, that necklace is going to be important. On the necklace, it had a saying that Sarah said earlier that her man used to say. So that's why I think Juno was fucking this bitch man. That threw me through a loop. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not even sure how true that is. I'm just surprised. I'm perplexed, honestly. Like, I can't comprehend what, like, happened in this fucking movie, dog. Imagine if I had to fight those alien zombies. Nah, my whole day would be ruined. My whole life would be ruined. No matter which ending I get, my shit would be fucked. And that's even to think that I get to be the last person. So basically, like I said, she found that necklace. Then it's them two left. It's Sarah and Juno left, and they're fighting. Captain America and fucking Steve Rogers, right? They're fighting side by side. All of a sudden, Sarah takes this fucking hiking axe, fucking puts it through that bitch leg, leaves her to get fucking jumped. And these zombie alien guys, they pull up like they're the Spider-Man from Spider-Verse. They hitting poses and shit. That shit ruined my day. When I saw them hit the Spider-Man poses, I was like, oh my god. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way that fucking went down like that. I'm like, these things start hitting Spider-Man poses. I was like, oh nah, Juno's dead. That sucks. Yeah, so basically the US ending is that she leaves Juno behind, she escapes, and then she runs to their cars, gets in their cars, she pulls over, she has like a moment to react, she throws up, and then a truck goes like, ew. And then she turns around and boom, dead Juno right here in her face. And that's how it ends. But the UK version, why do they eat with that one? I don't want to give away the UK ending of that, so I think you should go watch this movie and watch the definitive edition or whatever, the remaster, whatever the fuck they called it. I don't know. It said it was remastered in 5K. So if you watch that version, the 5K version, stick to the end because it's good. Immediately after you see zombie Juno, boom, the second ending kicks in, the alternative ending, and then I chose to believe the UK version. Because she didn't have to kill my bitch Juno like that. I think it's a reasonable crash out to fucking kill the bitch by accident. Because why are you sneaking up behind me? You just seen me murk these things. You ran away. I had to fight these things. And then you sneak up behind me unannounced. You didn't even say a word. And you mad at me that I killed you by accident. I felt bad. Juno felt bad after she did that. And then Sarah didn't even try to talk to her. That's what I thought was fucked up. I'm like, wow, you had a lot of moments there. You had a lot of moments to clarify the story, but you didn't. You chose not to do that. And that's why I hated it on the ending a little bit. And so that's why, in my head, The UK version is the definitive ending. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna give this movie 8.5 out of 10. Letterboxd, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. That's my Letterboxd rating, and I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be my Letterboxd review. Baby girl was wildin' in the end, comma. Hands up emoji. I would have did the same thing too, Juno. NGL. That's how I'm gonna end this. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you go watch the Descent 2005 version. That shit was a fucking banger. I literally was sitting there, I was like so uncomfortable because like first half of the movie, there's general anxiety about fucking climbing shit. I'm like, damn, this girl's hanging off one hand type shit. I'm like, damn, that bitch is strong. Second half of the movie, World War Z, X, The Last of Us clickers, X, I Am Legend Zombie put together in a fucking enclosed environment. Nah, get me the fuck out of there. But go watch that. Again, 2000s to 2010s, golden age of horror, and I will die on that hill every single day of the week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.